What if I told you that you could make $10,000 a month from an AI automated newsletter? You'd probably say I'm full of crap, right? But I'm gonna prove you wrong right now. This guy started a newsletter in January 2023 and has already gotten over 400,000 subscribers. He's likely making more than $100,000 per month. And that's just the beginning. The Morning Brew newsletter was started by two broke college kids and sold for over $75 million just 5 years after being started. This is one of the most untapped online business opportunities I've seen in years, but it's not for everyone. Even though it can be easily automated using AI, you'll still need to be creative and put some effort in if you want to make this thing big. But don't worry, today I'll walk you through every step of starting this business and all the crazy numbers so you can achieve similar results. With that, let's dive in. Step 1. We need to understand why all this happened in the first place so we can replicate it. Less than 7 months ago, Zain Khan started the newsletter called Superhuman. It simply provides weekly tips about how to use AI. But what happened next completely disrupted the internet. Just a few months later, his newsletter had more than 150,000 subscribers and was growing like clockwork. But why did this happen? To understand, we just need to look at trends. AI is one of the most searched keywords on the internet over the last year and really in the history of the internet. Just look at what happens if we compare the amount of internet searches for AI compared to crypto, which is still a relatively popular topic. We all probably remember the hype when ChatGPT first came out, and it really hasn't stopped since. So Zain started posting interesting AI news across LinkedIn. Since about 95% of the population was interested in this topic, the LinkedIn algorithm did its thing and his post quickly began to catch fire with thousands of likes. At the end of each post, he dropped a quick note about the newsletter that he was building, and people flocked like wildfire. Zain was brilliant to take advantage of the AI hype while the iron was hot. But if we look at the trends again, it's still not too late. AI is still on fire, and today I'm going to show you how you can automate this entire process using AI to run and promote our new AI newsletter. Step 2. Start a LinkedIn and come up with a title that has something to do with AI. If you need help, Namelix is a free site that can come up with thousands of names based on the keywords that you provide it. Step 3. We need to start making content about AI news. And a lot of you are probably thinking that we should use ChatGPT to do this, but you're wrong. ChatGPT is only able to provide information up until 2021, meaning it's useless at being a news source for our operation. Instead, we're going to use Bard. Bard is an AI tool that is able to source information from the now and is a beast when it comes to current events. And while Bard hasn't gotten as much hype as ChatGPT, it's made by Google, so you know it's legit. I personally prefer using Bard for most of my projects because I know the information isn't from 2 years ago, let's say. So we'll come into Bard and ask it for any prompt about AI. Some good examples could be the 5 best AI text-to-speech apps, the best AI software for YouTubers, or the top AI tools that have dropped this month. You get the point. Once we have our post topics, we can bring them over to Canva and create some eye-catching posts on LinkedIn. Remember, LinkedIn is a professional environment, so these should match that vibe, but they should also stand out. The LinkedIn algorithm is way different than any other social media platforms, so I'm going to give you a quick crash course. The way you get seen by more people on LinkedIn is by having more people like and engage with your post. Unlike Instagram and TikTok, they barely seem to care about watch time. LinkedIn shows your content to your first-degree connections. And then if your connections engage, then their followers will see it on their timeline. Those second-degree connections can then like or follow you if they want to. So you can think of LinkedIn's algorithm kind of like a pyramid scheme, but for views instead of money. And obviously, this pyramid scheme isn't illegal or unethical. It's just the way that LinkedIn designed their algorithm. The person with the biggest network automatically gets the most eyeballs as long as they put out content that people will engage with. So what does this mean to you? Well, I'm going to show you how to hack the algorithm just like Zain was able to. While most people on LinkedIn share irrelevant information about their workday and posts bragging about new work accomplishments that they've made in their career, very few people are doing what works best, which is sharing value-packed information and current news. Look, regardless of which platform you're posting on, when you share something new and valuable, people will engage. And like I showed you, on LinkedIn, when that happens, you're going to get more followers. So for our newsletter business, all we need to do is provide relevant information about AI that people haven't heard before. They're going to like the posts, their networks are going to end up seeing that engagement, and soon we're going to be the ones at the top of that content pyramid printing money. We want to be posting on LinkedIn once a day to get this system started. During this initial phase, we should also be liking and commenting on other people's posts to help them drive that initial traffic to our content. And once we have an initial base of followers, we can start lightly promoting our AI newsletter. To make people want to subscribe, we need to tell them why it's going to be worth their time. So I'd suggest mentioning something like Zane says at the bottom of all his posts. Something like, if you like this, join Superhuman, my newsletter with 375,000 readers that teaches you how to use AI to boost your productivity. Obviously converts pretty well, right? Because as a viewer, I feel like I'm going to get value from this and will also probably be missing out if I don't subscribe. And we all know that having FOMO sucks. Step 6. Now we need to understand how to monetize this. Because at the end of the day, all this means pretty much nothing if we're not able to make money, right? Now I'll be honest, for a long time, I really didn't understand how a silly newsletter could make any money. But then a few years ago, I heard about Morning Brew. Morning Brew was a small newsletter started in 2015 by 2 Michigan college students. Sounds like a small operation, but 5 years later, in 2020, they sold this business for $75 million. And I'd venture to guess that Zane and Superhuman will also be cashing out huge in the next few years. But what they don't want you to know is that so can you if you start today. The way newsletters like Morning Brew and Superhuman make money is through advertisements. Zane has built an audience of people who are all interested in AI news. So I wonder who would be willing to pay to put their product in front of these kinds of eyeballs. Luckily, hundreds of AI companies are being started every month, and it just so happens that AI is the most funded sector by venture capitalists over the last year. Meaning, these companies have massive marketing budgets that they're just waiting to find the right partnerships for. So that's the ultimate goal. But while you're still small and in growth mode, you can also be making money through affiliate marketing. Most of the AI tools out there have super generous affiliate programs where you will earn a percentage for every referral you provide. Since your audience is reading this newsletter, then they're probably going to be pretty likely to click on your link and try these tools out for themselves. Some affiliate programs pay out as high as 50%. And a lot of them are on a subscription basis, meaning you'll get an ongoing check every month for each person who signs up through your link. For example, this would be the form that you'd fill out to sign up for the 11 Labs affiliate program. The good news is, this business model is super untapped and still has plenty of fish to go around. People who sign up for a newsletter usually don't have to pay anything, so even though they sign up for Superhuman, they would still be down to sign up for other newsletters as long as it sounds interesting enough. I've personally monetized multiple newsletters and email lists over the years. So if you want me to share more tips like this in the future, let me know in the comments below. Now we need to write the actual newsletters. Sounds kind of exhausting, right? Well, luckily, we have this new thing called AI that can do this for us as well. I'm going to show you how to train Bard to do 90% of the work. Let's just take a copy of a newsletter that we like and bring it over to Bard. We're going to coach Bard to write our newsletter using the same writing style that this one uses. And boom, we have our first newsletter email. But now we need to set up our newsletter software. For this, we can just use MailChimp. Come in and click Create New Email and just copy over the email that Bard gave us. But now we need to set up a simple landing page for people to subscribe on. For this, we can click on Create to set up our new landing page. Personally, I think simplicity is better than having some crazy busy page when it comes to a sign-up page. Now, just customize the text and add your logo. Now we just need to set up an automation that connects your sign-up page to your email, and we're ready to rock and roll. So look, I've personally built multiple newsletters to thousands of subscribers using these exact strategies. And to be totally honest, I was a little hesitant about putting this video out because if I had more bandwidth right now, this is one of the business models that I'd be going all in on right now. Let me know in the comments below if you want more like this in the future, and stay tuned for the next banger.